For your assignment, I want you to click on your assignment. We're going to check one of the settings. One of the settings I want you to have enabled for your assignment. So if you go into your assignment and click on Edit, I want you to make sure that for this assignment you have that it's an online submission and that you have enabled file uploads. So go ahead into your assignment and under submission type, make sure that that's an online assignment and you've enabled file uploads. So we're going to do something with assignment, so you're going to be able to submit as a student. And I want you to see the difference between if you don't have file upload enabled and you do. Okay, now what we're going to do in that course is we're going to go into Student View. So it's right there on that settings page, settings, and click on Student View. Now you're going to be a student in your course. Now remember, while you're in Student View, you can do anything a student can do. So the first time, too, in your course that you click on Student View, it enrolls Test Student in your gradebook. So that's how today we're going to be able to see the gradebook, see how it feels, see how these tools function. But you're going to actually be working as a student and submitting those assignments so you can practice with your gradebook. Remember, too, when you're in Student View, it puts a big pink box around it. I always forget, even though it's big and pink. And I try to do something that a student can't do. To leave Student View is the far right button. And if you ever want to reset and clear out everything you've done as test student, just click Reset Student, and that's going to clear everything out, and you can act as a student again on a clean slate. I'm going to have you act as a student. So in your course, go to Settings, and click on Student View. And go ahead into your module that you have and submit those assignments that you've got. So you should have an assignment, a discussion, and you might have a quiz. Act as a student and submit. Now, you don't have to take it super serious, right? Just go ahead and submit, because what I want you to do is have a place where you can go and grade. For your assignment, the reason why I changed it so that you would have the ability to do a file upload is I do want you to upload some kind of file so you can play around with those Crocodile tools. Alright, so as a student, submit those 3 things. Here is an assignment that has been submitted as a text. One of the options when you're creating an assignment is to give students a text box where they can just type it in or they could copy and paste. Here's how it comes through to me. So before we were setting up assignments, I said this is really only good, only use that text option for shorter answers, because this is going to become pretty difficult for me to grade because this is so long. And it doesn't look great, and I can't put any of those annotations on here because it's a text box. I can still see a rubric and I can still grade it that way, but really if you have those longer assignments, the text isn't a great option for you to receive it, to grade it, because you don't get the cool annotation feature.
You could download it to your desktop and then put annotations on it and return it?
This one, I don't think I can even download it this way. Yeah, because it was just a text box submitted. I can't even download it and do that.
You've got the comments window open right next to it, so
I can give comments.
You could do it that way.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get that cool annotation feature. Right. Yeah, so just when you're thinking about putting up your assignments, this is why text really works better, not for these longer assignments. It works great for shorter things that you're having students submit. I'm going to go into this one here, because this is where we're getting the place where we can annotate. So this tool, and you don't even need to know that it's called this, but this is called Crocodile. So Priscilla has mentioned it a few times. It's just what happens when you have file upload enabled and the students are submitting to you a doc or a PDF. You're going to be able to annotate on the paper. and give students a lot of rich feedback. So this student submitted it as a PDF, so I am able to get all of these different commenting tools. And, you know, one of them is point comments. So if I wanted to drop a comment on here, and you guys were able to play around with this when we did peer review a little bit. So I could say, you know, don't forget to center your title. So drop comments is one thing you can do. You can give comments about an entire area. So maybe this paragraph here needs some work, or maybe it was great. I need to know positive. Great paragraph here. You also have the feature for text comments. So we're getting a little text bubble there. So that's actually just going to highlight. So if this word here, I could point out, you know, word choice. You do have 4 different highlight colors. So you might set up a system with your students that each one of those colors means something, right? So maybe yellow is spelling, and you know, orange is punctuation, and blue is mechanics, or whatever. You also can draw. This will not work well with my mouse, I promise you. It will end up looking something, well, that worked out better than normal. Okay, so I can mark it up that way. Works better if you're on your iPad working with stylus. Okay, but you can draw all over it with whatever color you want. So you can damage students' psyches with any one of those 4 colors. Were you you guys taught not to use red? Right? So I use purple. So there's a whole bunch of kids in Lancaster who, when they see purple now, like, it's probably freaks them the heck out. Because I bled all over their papers with my purple pens. Did you have a question? Sorry.
Yeah, can you point to the circle you've just drawn?
Can I drop a comment to it? Yeah. So I should be able to. Yeah, kind of get it close. I can move it there. There we go. Yeah. So you can. Great question. No one's ever asked me that before.
That's for when you're really angry.
Sure, really angry. Really want to point that out. You can type text in there. And it could be in any one of those colors. You could strike out whole sections of it, any color that you want. So if I want to strike that part out. Alright, so you can really, you know, mark this paper up, just like if they had handed it in paper-wise to you. Give them that same feel, give them so much feedback. Plus we have a rubric here, so then I can go in there and give my rubric ratings. Kids aren't going to know I hit them because they're going to get so much feedback. Alright, this paper, when I set it up, I actually had it be showing on a grading scale. So that's what they're going to see. They'll see B- instead of points or percentage. Again, that's one of your options you have when you're creating assignments. And I can give them more comments. Okay, as soon as I did that, all my feedback went back to the student.
Can you give comments on individual rubric items?
Yes. So when you set up your rubric, and I don't think I had it enabled for this one, but one of the things you can do in your settings is enable feedback for ratings, I think. And then you would get a little bubble there, so for each one of those options on your rubric, you could give additional comments. Yeah.
And then you just said once you add those comments, that then that gets sent back to the student. So how does this, so if I'm grading and I usually like to grade all my papers, and then I sometimes will go back to certain ones before I return them to students. So is there a way to save this without it going back to the students?
Yes. So what you would do before you started grading is you would mute this assignment in your gradebook. Did you see that part, or did you just come in?
No, I just
That's okay. I'll show you how to do it. So in your gradebook, let's say for this assignment, I wanted all the students to get the grades at the same time, which is what I was doing for you guys. So one of the options in here for the assignment is mute. So you can mute it, grade, you get some of them done, come back to them later, so all the students will get it at the same time. questions do you have so far about any of those tools yourself?
The drop down, message students who.
Yes. Did you miss that part?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll look at it.
No, it's okay. So Message Students Who gives you 4 things. It sends them a Canvas conversation. It's either have the students who haven't been graded yet, haven't turned it in, scored less than whatever you tell it, or scored more than. It's going to populate the subject line for you, so the students know which assignment you're referring to, and then it sends individual messages to those students. So it leverages the Canvas inbox, but it'll pull that list of kids up for you.
Are grades that are entered directly into the gradebook released as soon as they are entered?